hitherto existing societies is the history of class struggles. That is the first line of a German-language pamphlet coming out of London that the mainstream media does not want you to know about. This communist manifesto is a shot across the bow of the fat cat bourgeoisie who rule on the backs of your labor. Comrades, now is the time to seize the means of production!
I just have one thing to say. Hang on here.
In the immediate aftermath of 9/11, we did some things that were wrong. We did a whole lot of things that were right.
We're keeping the oil. We have the oil. The oil is secure.
Thank you for making it happen.
Tic-tac-toe, a winner.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I will put those in the
Goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
To do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
America is indeed dead. Very dead.
Every time I see now that we see Trump videos, like every video you see of Trump, it's like you see it in a new light. You're like, all these videos are like,
Yeah, yeah, you really do. You're just like, oh. Well, he's eating a different kind of dog, I think, that we weren't aware he was eating. They're eating the hogs. They're eating the hogs.
They're eating the dogs.
They're eating the hogs.
President Trump did not suck that ding dong.
Did not suck that ding dong.
I didn't see a video.
There was a ding dong. Video of Donald Trump sucking a ding dong.
Vids or didn't happen.
There's a video of me sucking a ding dong, and I'm proud. Yeah, welcome, clipped. One and all.
Clipped.
Clipped.
To Prolepilled. It is Wednesday, November 19th. It is halfway through November. I hope everybody has gotten their shopping done. I hope everybody...
I hope you haven't, because I haven't.
Are you a last-minute shopper?
You bet I am.
Yeah. I relieve myself of that stress just because I used to be a last minute shopper too. And
what happened, Snow? What happened? What changed?
It's called I became a fucking adult, you bitch.
Three Jews
podcast.
Just three Jews hanging out. Who's killing me girls? It's like one of our first Rumble comments.
Oh, that's like a racist. That's like a racist joke. They're trying to make you say the N-word.
Oh, okay.
Do we have a troll in chat? Is that a troll in chat?
Oh, okay.
We're getting trolls. I love that we're getting trolls.
Good job, guys.
Dude.
I'm so proud of you guys.
I know. No, we've been getting trolls for a little while now. We got a shitload of trolls in a couple of the ones where we were covering Erica Kirk. And it was fun. It's fun because listen, when we get bigger, we're gonna have to deal with like this times a million. We're gonna have a shitload of trolls in there being like, "I'm Yisrael high" or whatever the fuck. But it's probably gonna be...
I know some of the trolls are our friends.
All I know is the majority of them will probably be Indian.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi, guy in India.
What up, Steffi?
How's the weather? Steffi, virtuoso.
What part of India are you from? Give a shout out in the chat for which part of India?
I'm going to say New Delhi.
Okay, that's fair.
Is there an old Delhi? That'd probably just be called Delhi, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder
Kind
if
of like there's a New York, but then there's not a lot of people are like, there's no Old York. And I'm like, it's called England. That's the whole point of why they named it that. It's England. In fact, if you look at England and then look at what most cities are named, they're named after places in England.
That's true. Or I know a lot of the states are named after the Native Americans that they stole the land from.
Yeah, that too.
The entire West Coast is like from all the Latin American countries that we stole from.
Yep. And that's pretty much half of BC is named after, like indigenous,
and a lot of the South too.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
what kind of troll is this? Is this a Trump troll? Are we gonna offend him by talking about how Trump's on video sucking a ding dong?
There's no video of Trump sucking a ding dong.
Trump sucking a ding
You are a
dong.
liar and a fake, and you hate America.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we have a jam-packed show for everybody tonight, but let's get it started off. Let's kick this bitch off. Let's kick it off.
Hit like on your way in.
Don't kick bitches. Why are you kicking bitches? Stop.
Shut up. Shut up, Crab. You're supposed to be dead.
Oh, yeah. Crab is not dead. I got it. I was incorrect.
No, I am dead. This is the body double.
Oh.
Yeah, you got the joke, bad. You got bad buddy double, brother.
You guys are getting the Temu version tonight. Temu Crab tonight.
Temu Crab.
Sorry.
Sounds like a dish. Can I get the Temu Crab?
Hey,
it's just like
$5.99 is drop right. That's all you.
All right, so I'm gonna start it off with how stupid Zionists think you are. I want you guys to realize how stupid Zionists actually think you fucking are, because Zionists think you're really fucking stupid. So from Deborah Leah, just like Israel Dick Rider number 862, I believe. Video here. All burnt cars from the Nova Festival.
Numbers like in Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Big Zionist.
The Deborah Leah.
256. No, it's like Squid Games. You're assigned a number, and then from here until the the collapse of Israel, you're assigned your player number. And every floor, every game you pass, you get $7,000.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works. Although I'm going to be honest, at this point, I don't even know if it's worth it at this point, because can you imagine being like an Israel Dick Rider in like late 2025? How miserable must that be? Your comment section is just full of like hate, just hatred, everything. Nobody's buying your shit
afterwards. People are going to hate you forever afterwards.
Nobody's buying your shit. Nobody's actually being like, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Everybody's just like, fuck you. You're genocidal garbage, like just all the way down. And you just have to like, keep going in hopes that anything you type is going to change anybody's mind at this point? Because it's not. You're changing zero minds.
I guess you're
about
just
the genocidal state.
You'll just be waiting for the next horrible grift. Just banking on the next one. Hey, Witchy.
They'll probably all move on to Taiwan when it's ready to. If America actually, I don't think they're actually going to go through with it. I think they're.
Yeah, I told you it's not going to happen. They're going to shut off. They will shut off our economy in 3 seconds, and it's over.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you realize how unwinnable? They know this too. They're not that stupid. They're pretty.
I've been saying we're gonna borrow from China because China. We borrow money from them to do our wars anyway, so we're going to borrow money from China.
We have to play nice with China. We also, despite all the rhetoric, we also have to play nice with Russia too, because they control a large amount of the oil supply.
Let's start shit with the people that make all our shit for us.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. Do you guys know what supreme excellence is? Supreme excellence is defeating your enemy without fighting. And if I'm not mistaken, that is exactly what China did. And that, my friends, is called the art of war. They knew this, too. They knew all this. They knew all this. They were like, we're not going to have to throw one fucking missile. This is going to be done. It's all good. There's going to be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth, and then it's just going to peter out into absolutely nothing.
Well, it's like most of our rulers read that too. So it's like they knew it was going to happen too. It's this weird thing of like under capitalism, you're all just going through the motions anyways. You see it coming and you can't stop yourself. You just keep doing it anyhow.
Well,
yeah,
because it's what gets the bag.
And it's also, I will say this forever as a point of like motivation and inspiration for people. These people's hubris will be their downfall. I would bet my entire life on that. Because it's hubris. The thing is, like, they know all of these things, but they are so pathologically disordered that they think somehow they're going to beat it. Right? I feel like at the end of the day, the ruling class probably really knew deep down. Yeah, you know what? Like, we'll figure out a way we'll subdue China with these trade war things. We'll beat them. We'll beat them.
Throw some tariffs on it. Throw some tariffs on it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And
slap them with a couple tariffs. The tariffs. Sorry.
And then China was like, okay, we'll just trade. We'll take all the America trade, just redirect it over here. Yeah, we're good. Anyway, thank you. And then they were just like, fuck. Because they started seeing the empty boats coming back, and they're like, oh my god, all the shelves are going to be bare. Shit. Okay, fix it. And then Trump was like, victory. And it's like, you shot yourself in the dick, and then you surgically removed. You shot yourself in the ding dong, and then you removed the bullet from the ding dong, and then you said mission accomplished, because that's basically what that was. It was a power move that just failed. Anyway, so this is how stupid Zionists think you are. All burnt cars from the Nova Festival massacre. Hamas used a special liquid. The same special liquid that Trump used on Bill Clinton, I hear, allegedly, to make the fires they set hotter to incinerate all the bodies inside of them. Hamas is a genocidal jihadist terrorist cult. Strength is our legacy. Our survival is our promise. So, like, this is how stupid these people think you are. Guys, Hamas did that. Look at all that.
A special liquid that burns hot enough to melt bodies. Oh, you mean like gasoline? You mean like any accelerant would burn a body? Like a special liquid.
Yeah, so that's how stupid these people think you are. That's how fucking stupid Zionists think you are. They think you're stupid enough to fall for clear evidence, video evidence, that there was probably a lot more IDF involvement than the average person probably thinks. But again, like,
well, it's a good thing the cars. It's a good thing most of the cars were buried, so we can be sure of this special liquid.
Yeah, they used a special liquid. The
Hamas
juice.
Yeah, they used gamer juice. They applied gamer juice.
Copious amounts of gamer juice. It burns hot enough to melt through steel.
Yep, gamer juice was the culprit. It was gamer juice. So,
and of course, our audience knows it was missiles and shit like that.
Yeah,
shot from helicopters.
You almost have to give them credit. You almost have to give them a modicum of credit for being so, like, audacious, because it's like nobody's looking at that level of damage and going, yeah, I'm sure like resistance fighters in Palestine could have done that. That was definitely not clearly like the IDF like clearly to the point where that's the first culprit that comes into your brain. No, they use like magical like wizard squirt or whatever to do all this shit, I guess, because we think you're toddlers.
They got jizzing helicopters.
Can't afford a Navy, can't afford an Air Force, can't afford a proper army. Doesn't even really have anything, not even any sort of like central infrastructure. But they have enough mad scientists to create the secret Hamas juice that melts everything.
They're paragliding and just dropping the juice from the paragliding.
Yeah, they're just they're just dumping it.
You guys are misunderstanding. Yeah. These are weapons of mass destruction, and that's why we need to invade Iraq. I mean Gaza, in order to eliminate these chemicals, these anthrax chemicals. Because they clearly possess them. They clearly have the science to, and if we don't have them, the world's gonna end with Hamas too.
Yeah, because Hamas is sitting there like,
yes, we're gonna surveil everybody. Everyone will be on their best behavior. Yeah,
that's definitely Hamas. That's what Hamas is doing. Anyway, moving on. We have some Felford again. For the libs and the progressives and the bread tubers and all the people who wasted a lot of energy fucking shilling for this dude. So
another one for the mantle.
Let's go. Put
it on display.
Let's go. Zoran Mamdani tells in an exclusive sit down, it's not the right time for Chi Osa to challenge Representative Hakeem Jeffries. I think that right now is not the time to be engaging in that.
Now is not the time. Now is not the time.
Classic liberal proverb. Classic.
We can't do it. We can't do it. Maybe later. Probably not.
Yep.
As you've seen, your election has created a lot of buzz. Now that the midterms are underway, that seems to be the focus, but your name is still being dragged into the midterms, right? Let me talk about Hakeem Jeffries for a moment, who now may face a challenge from Chi Osei, who is a member of the DSA. You said that there are local issues that Mr. Osei should be focused on, maybe should remain a councilman. Are you saying he should not run against Hakeem Jeffries?
No, I'm saying that I think the focus should be right here on New York City. I respect the work that Councilmember Osei has done in the council.
But what does that mean? Should he not run?
I think that right now is not the time to be engaging in that kind of a primary. I think the focus should be on delivering on this affordable.
This just keeps getting better. This just keeps getting better. Yeah,
I didn't even see that. I just saw headlines. I didn't even see that.
Now is not the time to do anything remotely rocking the boat.
You can't primary him because it takes attention away from New York City.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's nonsensical. And guys, we called this. And I'm gonna just say to people who are now like, because I'm seeing a lot of buzz on social media, people now starting to get disillusioned with this bitch. Guys, the signs were all there. The red flags were all there. We covered it here on Prolepilled the whole time.
He ran as a Democrat.
That's
kind of the only one you need.
That should be the end, right? Ran as a Democrat. Okay, well, ran in a party that funded a genocide. The end, right? Just the end. That's it.
But there were more.
Yes, indeed, there was. So that's just a couple little appetizers for y'all. But I wanted to talk for a second about the fact that all of these hero figures, these new hero figures that are emerging from the ashes of the old guard, that is the MAGA Trump, the Benny Johnsons, the Charlie, never mind with that one. The old school MAGA sort of like grifter influence, the wellness company bitches. There's a new wave of people coming up. And one of the big ones is Tucker Carlson, who has rebranded himself as kind of like this. He's saying like a lot of the right things. He's finally talking about Israel after shilling for Israel obsessively for years upon years upon years upon years. Marjorie Taylor Greene's another one. You got the Nick Fuentes. You got this new kind of batch coming up to try and kind of catch the disillusioned people from MAGA who are just kind of done with the whole Israel obsession bullshit.
It's the squad, but for the right.
Yeah.
Or for the conservatives, I should say.
Yeah, Witchy, we can see on Rumble. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So these kind of people, they serve the same purpose as people like AOC do. They're there to catch people who are disillusioned with the status quo, with the system, and keep them plugged into the system by creating an illusion that something other than just status quo across the board sort of politics is happening. And it's not, obviously.
One of the ways they get you is there is some value in at least saying the right thing sometimes. Like at least Bernie changed the conversation a little bit, and there's a little bit of value in that, but all that kind of disappears when you then go and say, oh, vote for Genocide Joe, my good friend Genocide Joe. Kind of like negates all that.
Well, no, I'll always say that there is a net positive in these figures, but not in the way that the ruling class wants them to be. Because Bernie radicalized a whole my God, I can't put into words the radicalization that was thanks to Bernie. The thing was, though, everybody went further than Bernie did. And I don't think they prepared for that. I don't think they prepared for people to go from like Bernie kind of like socialism light, sock dem shit. I didn't think they prepared for like a giant group of people who followed him to become like full-blown communists. And that's what happened.
It goes back to the hubris point.
Yeah. I don't think they realized everybody kept going. And so Bernie was
too close to the sun.
Yeah. And the thing is, people like Bernie are essentially net positive because they communicate the message, even if there's no change coming from Bernie, even if Bernie was a massive disappointment to everybody. They validate the thought that people have that a better world is possible in an environment where everybody's saying it's not possible. Everybody's saying this is the best we can do. The best we can do is like, I don't know, like a couple of crumbs and just like like a handful of people got to get rich and you guys got to get poor. And that's it. Who's going to pay for it? And these people come along and they say, no, like you're right to feel like this system sucks. Because it sucks. It's shit. It's garbage. And so people take that and they run with it and they go, okay, well, I just needed to hear that a better world is possible. And then I'm not crazy because I keep getting told by people that it's not possible.
Yes, Parenti is obviously better than Bernie, Rick. Yeah, of course.
Obviously,
of course, Parenti, of course.
They were friends. I don't know if you heard of Parenti's ramblings on Bernie, but like they were friends for a while. And
until
then, I forgot which stance he broke up with Bernie over, but like Parenti talks about him a lot.
I think it was Bernie's shitty war policies.
Yeah,
it
probably
might have been Yugoslavia. I think it was Yugoslavia. It was probably Yugoslavia.
I think it was Yugoslavia.
The homeland.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, you can only LARP for so long until it becomes evident that it is a LARP. That's the biggest issue here. But I digress. Let's get into.
Hey, play the Jerry Nadler clip real quick. I have something to say about that.
I'm glad my name isn't Nadler.
Yeah, me too. That would be a tragedy.
Play the what?
The clip that I sent in the chat.
Oh, okay. Wait.
You know, the irony of like all this Mamdani stuff. You know, so they're backing Hakeem Jeffries because now is not the time to threaten the Democratic establishment. But the biggest irony is that if we remember back in the day, AOC had to run against Joe Crowley, who was a Democrat, who was Democratic leadership at the time.
Did they speak to the dead?
They said this about Joe Manchin too. I remember Elizabeth Warren went on one of those Comedy Central liberal shows with, like, it was either Colbert or The Daily Show, and it was brought up about I think
story I was going to say that wasn't in the piece was I had heard about a meeting he had with all of his Jewish endorsers.
Why is this not pausing? Sorry, Bill. I don't know why.
We were told don't primary Joe Manchin. Elizabeth Warren went on national TV, said no, don't primary Joe Manchin. He's going to do the right thing when the time comes, and then the time came, and of course he did the wrong thing.
Yeah, always, every
and
time.
everyone knew he was going to, and she knew that too. But she's a snake
every fucking time. God
it's funny
damn
how
it.
that works. Anyway, listen to this conversation. So this is behind the scenes, apparently. So Zohran Mamdani is literally pushing back against anti-Zionists harder than his own opponents are. Everyone who's saying that he's like like literally Osama bin Laden, nothing to say. But to his supporters, his longtime supporters, who voted for him likely because of the Palestine issue, he's telling them to chill out.
Say that wasn't in the piece was I had heard about a meeting he had with all of his Jewish endorsers. So these are a lot of elected officials, some other ones. And I had heard that in that meeting, Jerry Nadler, congressman who's retiring, who I think among this group particularly is considered senior kind of class president, was saying that he understands criticisms of...
By the way, Jerry Nadler and him and Mamdani, they're like actually friends. Like he endorsed him. They're like close.
Close, like Trump and Clinton close?
No, maybe not that close.
Is there a video of them sucking a ding dong?
If they're not ding dong close, then they're not close.
At least Mamdani pretends to care about his wife. But
as president was saying that he understands criticisms of Netanyahu, agrees with most of them, but that he doesn't get why these leftists have to make anti-Zionism fully their cause. And why can't it just be about criticizing the government, the prime minister, and how it exists? And I heard that in this meeting, another elected starts explaining to Nadler basically why progressives and leftists believe or make a priority of anti-Zionism. And that Mamdani looks at said person and tells them to stop and says, this is not what we're here to do. We're not here to try to talk Jerry Nadler into some position he doesn't have. We're fine with the position he has. I would say, and the person remarked it to me as different than the Zohran of 4 or 5 years ago, to your point. So I say the story to say, you can see that, you can hear that and think that sounds like a mayor, or you can hear that and think that sounds like someone hiding their beliefs. You can hear that. I mean, you can say whatever version you feel it that. But I can tell you for a fact, he is in those rooms telling them to stop. He is in those rooms saying that is not the point, and that and it has mattered to people like the Nadlers of the world that he's doing that.
He's saying it's time to stop.
It's time to stop! This is Mamdani to his supporters.
It's time to stop!
That's it.
The heavy breathing included.
No.
This is a live audio leak. This is an actual audio leak that is exclusively obtained by Prolepilled of Zohran Mamdani to
PP exclusive.
His base.
Exclusive PP.
This is a PP exclusive peak. A PP peak.
I like that. Oh, I like that.
Yo, we should get exclusive stories. We need to get exclusive stories and then call them PP peaks. Here's a peek at our PP. Here's this week's PPP. We have obtained audio of Mamdani actively saying to his base to chill it. Listen to him.
It's time to stop. It's time
That
to
sounds
stop,
like him.
okay?
That does
No
sound like him.
more.
My God,
Your
identical.
parents.
Yep,
Who are
that
your
sounds like
parents?
him.
This is too good for AI.
Protective services. It's time to stop.
No, this is perfect.
Conclusive.
Yep, that's all the evidence I'll ever need.
And you can believe us, you cannot believe us, but that's the audio that we have obtained from insiders.
I mean, you're pretty stupid if you don't believe us, but okay.
I mean, yeah, we're
you're-
profiled.
you're
You
in-
really don't believe us? You don't believe us? The people who
Tomorrow's
predicted
news
everything
today.
that's happening right now?
Yeah,
Tomorrow's
that's
news today.
obviously Mamdani.
PP
But,
dropping tomorrow's news today.
But moving on. So Tucker Carlson, as I illustrated before, is one of these people who's being brought up on the new sort of MAGA situation. That's kind of their, like we've covered here. They're kind of doing a controlled demolition of Trump, and they're trying to move on to a new direction because Trump's base is fractured as hell, and everybody's pretty much like completely disillusioned with the whole MAGA thing.
Before this even really happened, there was people talking about like how do they move on after Trump's done? Like he can't run again. Like what is MAGA gonna do? Who's gonna be the new head of the movement or whatever? And it's like turns out this is how they're gonna do it. They dismantle the old one, set up a new one,
and that's kind of the point. So this is Tucker Carlson. I'd like you guys to just. I didn't even know he had these takes, but here we go.
I mean, I do really prefer the feudal model, which is it's the model of all time, where, when the Normans invaded England in 1066, and we know this from the Bayeux Tapestry, who got killed in the Battle of Hastings? King Harold. The king. Right. The English king was killed in the first battle. Why? Because he was leading his troops. He gets shot in the eye with an arrow. So if you have that, in a structure like that, a society like that,
So sleazy gay people in Congress.
Well, exactly. I mean, I don't think that, and I don't know who you're talking about, but I don't think Lindsey Graham is like going to lead troops in battle. I just don't.
I mean, feudalism is so much better than what we have now because
It comes
at least
from
in
the
feudalism,
Unabomber's
the
cabin.
leader is vested in the prosperity of the people he rules.
Right.
I mean, I do really.
So that's Tucker Carlson talking about how much he loves feudalism. Now, as we've covered here, the direction they want to go is technocratic neo-feudalism. I don't think this is accidental. I especially don't think it's accidental that a lot of these people on the new right are they just happen to be a little too on board with the direction that they want to go in. Okay, I'm sorry, that noise is driving me nuts. What is that noise?
There's something playing.
It's like a.
I hear something playing in the background. Let me turn off my mic. Tell me if it's me. I'll turn off my mic right now.
No, it's not. It's not you.
It's not me. I blame Crab.
Yeah, it's usually Crab. He's always the weakest link when it comes to audio. Anyway, so I want people to realize that all of these people are singing the same tune right now. And I don't think that's accidental. This is Elon Musk. This is great. This is real cool. I'm really happy about the direction we're going.
He has a botched penis.
He does have a botched penis. I heard someone else has a botched penis, and I have audio on that, but we'll leave that alone for a second.
Was it Mamdani?
Sure. Well, if you say like in the long term, where will things end up? Long term, I don't know what long term is. Maybe it's 10, 20 years, something like that. For me, that's long term. My prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
Optional. So.
We'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional. And between now and then, there's actually a lot of work to get to that point. And I always recommend people read Ian Banks' culture books to get a sense for what a probable positive AI future is like. And interestingly, in those books, money is doesn't exist. It's kind of interesting. And my guess is, if you go out long enough, assuming there's a continued improvement in AI and robotics, which seems likely, the money will stop being relevant at some point in the future. Now, there will still be constraints on power, like electricity and mass. The fundamental physics elements will still be constraints.
Here's where he tries to sound smart.
I think at some point, currency becomes irrelevant.
I know a guy who said that like 200 years ago.
Yeah. A
That last
classless,
part.
moneyless society.
Where we have big titty anime Terminators that are powered by AI and they police us.
That's literally
in
what
our
That's
huts
it too.
where we don't work.
That's part of it too. But I want you guys to think.
We should do a segment one day on like why universal basic income is a problem, because it sounds socialism-y, but it's really not. At least like that's like not what it's how it's being sold. It's nowhere even near to like close to that.
Well, the thing is, you can't trust it under a capitalist framework, and if that capitalist framework evolves from the capitalist system into a version of neo-feudalism, then it's going to be used for exploitation.
And
it's
without
going
the
to be used as a tool.
Without the capitalist framework, you wouldn't even need it. Because people like to work anyways. They don't like to work for your like shitty companies, is what it is. But people like to work. If you watch little kids at play, they imitate people working. Like people want to work.
It's like
most
what
people
we
don't.
said about the value of labor and like the.
No, people just like the value of their labor. They like it actually going somewhere fruitful. And the problem is it doesn't under capitalism. You're chronically underpaid, you're overworked, and really the only reason we're doing any of these terrible things and not asking for more is because there's that threat. There's that threat constantly looming over us of, okay, well, if you don't fight and struggle, then you're gonna lose your home, you're not gonna be able to get food, and you're gonna die. There's no floor. Everybody talks about the ceiling. Under capitalism, the biggest problem is that there is no fucking floor. Okay? If you have one inconvenience, if you get laid off, that could be a matter of life and death. It's less so nowadays because everybody's got credit and so everybody goes into debt, but that's a whole different problem now, isn't it? Because that's, in my opinion, what they're kind of hoping on.
My deal is
hoping that happens.
I hammer on the land commodification thing a lot because that underwrites the whole system where it's like, you go homeless and you can't just go into that patch of woods where no one is and just build yourself a cabin and start farming stuff. No, that someone owns that. They've never seen that piece of land because they own thousands of acres of land. They've never seen that land, but we're going to send out cops to police it and kick you off that land. Without that, they couldn't do all this.
Well, that's the thing. There's really no option at this point. You can't be like, okay, fuck this. I'm just going to go live off myself in the woods because the woods are owned. So.
Yeah. And they're degraded. Capitalism has degraded the ecology all over the place anyway, so it's harder than it's ever been to do that. aside from technological innovations and whatnot. Which brings me to the other point I want to say. I think I found it funny that he said that 10 years is the long term for him. The guy who has been promising like stuff he's never going to deliver on for like 20 years or whatever. Like, where's your stupid vacuum powered or stupid vacuum trains that you've been promising for like 20 years or whatever?
Or high-speed rail in California.
Yeah. Oh,
And
but
can he
10
go to the
years
moon?
is a long term
To
for
Mars?
me. I move fast. What?
Yeah.
He
I
throws
don't
in
think
some sciencey language. Oh, something physics and mass and stuff. Like, oh yeah, you sound like you know what you're talking about now.
well, come on, you can't just build high-speed rail across a whole country. That's not realistic.
It's never
guys.
been done. It's never been done.
It isn't happening right now, for example.
In China.
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 Anyway, moving on. I want to point to another red flag. We told you guys from the beginning that Elon and Trump's fight was fake as fuck. It was fake as fuck. It was super fake as fuck.
It's so
And
weird
turns
that
out
it's
it
so
was
weird
fake
to
as
be
fuck.
like, this guy's a pedo, and then like a couple weeks later, come
We're
on.
fine. Yeah, like
Hey, relax, guy.
Trump's in the Epstein Files.
What's pedo
Remember-
allegations between friends?
Yeah, exactly. This guy would never give people universal income. He wanted to cut Social Security. Exactly. It's the okie doke. And if there is ever universal basic income, you can bet your hot nuts that what's going to be required of you is not going to make it worth it, because that's basically how feudalism rolled. Like, anyway, let's
Food stamps for bugs. You could trade your food stamps for mealy worms.
can we
That'll be
just
their
talk
version.
about the freeze frame here, by the way? I gotta,
It's all everything I see now. It's like,
Yep. Yep.
Ooh,
Is that a mic or is that a ding dong?
he loves it. He wants it. Look at him.
Look at that. Perfect.
Ooh.
Even people that go buy a car, they've never had this. You know, middle-income people don't know what the word deduction is. They don't know. This room, they live on deductions. Me too. How much of a deduction do I get? We all live on it.
This dude's brain is melting in real time. This is
No
like
one-
Reagan all over again.
No one knows
This
what
dude's
deduction
brain.
means.
No one knows what like, brother, what are we doing?
Suck it on ding dongs.
But they don't really have deductions. We're giving them a deduction on the interest if they buy a nice Tesla car and they borrow the money. You're so lucky I'm with you, Elon. I'll tell you, has he ever thanked me properly?
Oh, what does that
I
mean?
do let him buy other than electric cars, but these are minor details. You know, we had a mandate. Even people.
Thank him properly.
Oh, we
Suck it on a ding dong.
Has he thanked me properly by letting me? Oh man,
He's got a botched.
but so there you have it. The whole fight was fake. It was there to create this like false kind of sort of spat, right? But at the end of the day, because these people have the exact same class interests, they're always going to stick together.
I think in that sense it was fake. I think it was real in the sense that Elon is one of these billionaires who is can't control himself and will just say dumb stuff and not think about things. But at the end of the day, they're in the same club anyway, so it doesn't matter. And that's why he feels so comfortable his whole life just being impulsive and just saying and doing dumb shit, is because there's not going to be consequences. So I think that part was maybe real, because he isn't a very impulsive. These billionaires are very impulsive and just do shit.
Okay, so the reason I don't necessarily agree with that is because
you're wrong.
Donald Trump, we see, hold on. We see how Trump responds to criticism, right? Very historically sensitive to criticism.
That's
whether
true.
real or imagined. And he didn't even like remotely go after Like Elon hit him harder than you could argue like anybody else did. This dude was like, this bitch is in the Epstein Files.
Bros
Yeah.
literally said he was in the Epstein
Yeah.
Files.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's true. Yeah.
He called him a fucking pedophile, and Trump just didn't swing at all.
Well, maybe he doesn't
like,
see
now
that as
they're
an
friends
insult.
again. Now they're friends
That's not an
again.
insult
Now
in
they're
their
big
world.
friends again.
And now they're friends again. And that's because this is kayfabe. This is theater. You can tell because Trump doesn't feel like he is threatened. He doesn't feel like his ego is wounded. He doesn't feel like he's lost control at all, because those are all the biggest triggers for narcissists. It is when they feel like they do not have control of a situation, they will crash out. If they feel like they are wounded by someone they consider high value, they will crash out. There are narcissist crash out triggers.
And public
And
perception is important to them.
He just like water off the duck's back for the first time Donald Trump's whole fucking miserable ding dong sucking life.
Water
I
off a
don't think
horse's
so.
dick.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Hey, relax, guy.
So I don't know. I'm just gonna say I think it's a little sus. But I don't think it's by accident that all of these red flags are appearing at the same time. But I do want to show you guys a little video that might help break it down. This is from user The Last Stand 01 on TikTok.
You weren't supposed to hear this. Every system has a name. Democracy, socialism, capitalism. But the one you're living in right now, they never told you its name. Because the moment you know it, you will see every single move they make. They've replaced landowners with data lords, armies with algorithms, and the taxes you pay are hidden inside every tap, every swipe, and every decision. They've built something I call technocratic feudalism, and inside it, they run a program called manufactured friction. It's the reason why you're never allowed peace for long. The reason why there's always a crisis, a feud, or a fight. Chaos isn't a mistake, it's the business model. But chaos alone isn't enough. They've turned your life into compliance capitalism, where you don't just pay for access, you have to prove
Compliance capitalism.
obedience. Every border, every transaction, every digital checkpoint is a test. Are you still following the script? And if you think this is just your country, you've already lost. Because this is corporate colonialism 2.0. Nations are bought with debt, governments are just regional offices, and your president isn't the CEO, he's customer service. And at the top you have a few root access holders. Below them you have protocol enforcers, and at the bottom is us. End users in their sandbox running side quests while they collect the gold. And here is the part you're not meant to realize. The fight was never between left and right, race and race, man and woman. It is between the owners of the system and everyone trapped inside it. And the moment enough of us stop playing their game, the system collapses.
I just like to make a little interruption here. He's just describing class struggle. He just doesn't have it's just class struggle. That's it. That's every single one of this. Like, it's not about this group versus, you're just describing class struggle. You might not realize you're describing class struggle, but you're describing class struggle. That's it.
And I like that. I like that he brought it back to its compliance capitalism, because it is capitalism. It's what capitalism would, it's a logical endpoint of what the system would produce. So I kind of disagree with the Giannis types who say like, oh, it's a new thing, it's techno-feudalism, and I don't mind the term techno-feudalism, but in addition to that, it also is what capitalism was going to do.
Yeah, this is like the end goal. This is where everybody thought they were going to go forward, but there's a good chance they're going to go back, and all of a sudden we are just serfs. literal serfs. Like
surfs up.
Surfs down. Actually,
Surfs down.
Anything wrong with
Surfs
replacing
down.
the term capitalism with like neo feudalism? Is it not? Is that not what it implies, or is it not like more or less the same thing?
No, it's essentially just the capitalists have won at that point, because they're all going to be like gods, and we're going to be like these little goblins that eat bugs and are, you know, mentally deficient. And, you know, that's what they want. A permanent. Here's the thing. They want a permanent underclass because they never want to be uprisen against. So
That's why they'll keep you distracted until your last breath. So now you know the name, and you can never unknow it.
What feels good though is that even with all this, you see people like Elon Musk who are still like the most insecure dudes you've ever seen in your life, and you can tell like these people are still fucking miserable anyways. So like maybe it's cope, but us little guys can look at the big guys and be like, you've got a botched penis. What are you doing, bro?
Mine's getting cryogenically frozen right next to it.
yeah, and Elon can't have that, right? Because nobody
who's gonna want
to
a
look at
space dock? Yeah, who's gonna want to dock with his cryogenically frozen penis? Not me.
Yeah, it's busted. It's a bust. He's got a busted dick. It's probably just a bunch of noodles. We don't know. His dick could look like a mind flayer. You know, like. I'm sorry for scaring everybody away in the chat. Anyway,
him
so
and Epstein can put him together. With his Epstein's weird egg-shaped dick, wide at the base, tapering to a small top. You can't even. How are you going to dock that? It's just going to go down the urethra. It's too pointy at the end. How's he going to find someone to cryogenically dock his penis with? Once he
I did notice that all the world's most evil people likely have very strange shaped phallic situations, and I'm wondering if that's linked,
right? The insecurity thing, you have to dominate everybody because of it. You feel bad about yourself. Got to make everybody else feel bad.
Yeah, but I wanted to get your guys' take on this because
that's why I'm not like that. My penis is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
he agrees.
Yeah. I thought. Yeah, he gets my endorsement on his situation. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this though, because this clip is just flying all over the internet. Of something Edward Snowden recently said, and the international community isn't super happy about it. But here we go. Edward Snowden's chilling warning is now unfolding in real time. What China built is exactly what Western governments are quietly preparing for. Snowden is crystal clear. Every photo, every purchase, every message, every movement, all of it is being fed into algorithms that decide your future. In China, AI city brains now track where you live, who you visit, how you dispose of your rubbish, every step you take in public, whether you follow rules or not. Break a rule, a camera catches you from 3 angles, your score drops, your life collapses. Which, none of this actually happens. Just going to preface this. Snowden's warning: if any of your activities differ from what the government wants, you won't get on a train, you won't board a plane, you won't get a job. An algorithm will decide your fate, and what they are selling is us. This is not a future threat. It is happening now. written with AI in Shanghai, in Beijing, and creeping into the West through digital ID, AI policing, and misinformation scoring. China built the prototype. Our governments are importing the blueprint. Stay informed, stay alert. Don't let the system take root.
Any way different from what the government or the...
This is from the man himself.
What they call the social credit system. If any of these family photos, if any of your activities online, if your purchases, if your associations, if your friends are in any way different from what the government or the powers that be of the moment would like them to be, you're no longer able to purchase train tickets. You're no longer able to board an airplane. You may not be able to get a passport. You may not be eligible for a job. You might not be able to work for the government. All of these things are increasingly being created and programmed and decided by algorithms. And those algorithms are fueled by precisely the innocent data that our devices are creating all of the time, constantly, invisibly, quietly, right now. Our devices are casting all of these records that we do not see being created, that in aggregate seem very innocent. You were at Starbucks at this time. You went to the hospital afterwards. You spent a long time at the hospital. After you left the hospital, you made a phone call. You made a phone call to your mother. You talked to her until the middle of the night. The hospital was an oncology clinic. Even if you can't see the content of these communications, the activity records, what the government calls metadata, which they argue they do not need a warrant to collect, tells the whole story. And these activity records are being created and shared and collected and intercepted constantly by companies and governments. And ultimately it means as they sell these, as they trade these, as they make their businesses on the backs of these records, what they are selling is not information. What they are selling is us. They're selling our future. They're selling our past. They are selling our history, our identity, and ultimately they are stealing our power and making our stories work for them.
He's doing the meme. He's basically doing the seasoned American thing. What are we, China?
No, and he got called out here by Jason Smith. No, China does not have a social credit score that punishes citizens for jaywalking, criticizing the government online, or buying too many video games. Persistent Western myths. The most absurd claims circulating online and in media portray China's social credit system as a dystopian AI overlord that docks points from every citizen's invisible score for trivial acts like littering, playing games excessively, or posting memes, then bars them from trains, throttles their internet, or forces them into re-education for low ratings. These stories exploded around 2018, blending early pilot experiments with private apps like Alibaba's Sesame Credit, a voluntary shopping loyalty program, not government mandated, into a Black Mirror fantasy. In reality, no such universal numerical score exists for the general population, and punishments are strictly limited to legal violations like unpaid court debts, not everyday behaviors. As a 2025 Merrick's report confirms, a social credit score is a myth, as there is no score that dictates citizens' place in society. Geopolitical hype amplified early misreports. A 2014 State Council plan for trustworthiness got twisted into a score-based panopticon, especially post-2017 U.S.-China tensions. But the SCS is a boring bureaucratic database for enforcing laws like U.S. FICO scores or debtor lists. 80% corporate focus in 2025, aiding loans and contracts in a once fraud-plagued economy. People commenting to the contrary either have no idea what they are talking about or deliberately misleading others. Either way, it's not a good look. Facts matter.
Or both. Do they even have a credit score over there like we do? Like, can you get apartments? Like,
they have like a credit score, but it's easier because like the home ownership is through the fucking roof. So
yeah. If you think about it, they're on the upswing. What reason do they have to do this even? Something more like we would have to do as we're crumbling, as we're falling apart.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like the West is kind of projecting a lot. But what do you guys feel about this from Snowden of all people? Because I didn't expect him to like fall into the whole like Red Scare. Oh my God, the Chinese social credit score system is gonna get us. That wasn't on my bingo card.
Well, I feel like even from the beginning, he came from like kind of more like a libertarian perspective, even back in the day. So like he did some good. I know he exposed some things, and that was good. But I don't think he was ever coming from like a a based lefty perspective, right?
Yeah, I
That's just my
guess.
recollection of things.
It's all just like, man, my man is regurgitating like State Department propaganda. Like, what are we doing, man?
Has his fashion aesthetic always been so Rachel Maddow? I don't remember that either.
I don't know. Didn't he disappear for a little bit?
Yeah, for quite a while we didn't really hear much from him.
What do you think about this, Greg?
Terrible.
Okay.
Bad stuff.
No.
You let us
what
down, Snowden. You let me down.
Like, cause I don't know. I don't know if he got like Fetterman or like if they got to him or what, but it seems really weird that he's just like,
well,
there's buying into like the most obvious like CIA propaganda about China. Like,
that's the bad part.
What
But
are
like,
we doing?
I guess the good part is like he is raising the alarm bells of like what we're actually doing here. So the good part is he's warning people against what the U.S. was already doing. He's just kind of pretending that we're copying China somehow or whatever. Like we needed China to give us the idea.
Yeah.
So it's a mixed bag, which is probably what he's always been. I think he's probably always been a mixed bag, is my guess, not knowing a whole lot about the guy.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess it's just super surprising because it's like he was kind of like the premier whistleblower, him and Assange. And, he was always a guy that seemed pretty up and up on, matters of like censorship or, government overreach or all of that. It just, I don't know. It was surprising to see him kind of just be like, oh yeah, China, social credit score. They're doing it here. Scary.
He's in Russia now, right? He lives in Russia.
Pretty sure.
He does. He can't come back.
Russia.
I can't imagine that's a, something that is in the zeitgeist of Russia. That whole China being afraid of China thing.
Do you think he meets Assad? Maybe he gets his eye doctor appointments at Assad's office.
I think he's actually living in Tel Aviv, guys. I'm pretty sure. He probably lives in Tel Aviv.
He got $7,000 for that post.
They sent him to the wall. They're like, okay, I'm sorry, you got to go to the wall. But I'm in Russia. It doesn't matter. Russia wants you to go to the wall too. You gotta go fuck the wall.
I wonder if there's like a whole bunch of holes in the wall right at like the waist level. That's what that's for. They're all just leaking all the time. All the politicians go there, and when they leave, it's just like leaking out.
Can you imagine if that were like the test? It's like, we need you to go fuck an actual wall.
Yeah. You need to actually get it up to completion. You need to finish.
You need to finish with a wall. You need to finish with an inanimate object.
For $7,000, I could do it.
I think for $7,000, anybody could do it.
Yeah.
But
just squish your dick in a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
It's like a ancient fleshlight.
It's
what the ancient people used. They had stone fleshlights. They made it
That's
work.
That's actually why they originally built the wall. They were like, okay, well, we got a lot of people who, they don't want to get married, but they got needs. So let's make this wall and everybody can fuck it. And then we'll send like people there later as a humiliation ritual.
And society was different back then. You know, like the ancient Greeks used to take shits in front of each other. So it's like society was different. You would, you know, fuck a wall in front of each other, just line up next to like your buddy, fuck the wall, see who finishes first.
Actually, yeah. That's right.
It was like a social gathering, you know?
No, that definitely tracks.
I think that's how the symposium started too. Just a bunch of philosophers fucking stone things.
Indeed. Anyway,
All right, let me squeeze in this segment real quick.
Squeeze it
you're
in.
here? Holy shit.
Yeah, sorry.
Squeeze it in like a dick in a stone wall.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Not this.
Are you?
Not this time.
Are you?
Are you still talking about Jeffrey
Are
Epstein?
you sure?
I'm
in Judas Priest fucking the wall.
Fucking the
That's
Listen,
Dr. Nick.
guys.
I'd rather
We're-
just
we're
break
going-
the law, thanks.
We're going back to our dystopian reality. It's I want to ask if
There I was completely wasted, fucking on a wall.
Soup, all right?
Yeah, great.
Tomato or roasted tomato?
The second one.
There's only one bowl. Do you mind having yours out of a shoe?
Mm-hmm.
Said he minds.
I have to make my own lunch.
Oh, stop it. You're breaking my heart.
Nothing's happened. You're just working yourself up, imagining the worst possible thing, and it's just he's probably stuck somewhere with no reception.
I can sign you up to something that helps. It helped me.
Oh no.
He's dead! It's software. It mimics him. You give it someone's name. It goes back and reads through all the things they've ever said online, their Facebook updates, their tweets, anything public. I just gave it Ash's name. The system did the rest.
Yeah, is this supposed to be scary?
So, how am I sounding?
Are they trying to
You
sell
thought
us
that
this? Or
That's
is this-
just fantasy, right? Are you sure that's just fantasy? Because that was aired 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
Oh, is this from the actual
And-
show? What?
That's from the actual show. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the show.
You
Yeah,
haven't seen Black
no, not really.
Mirror? Oh, you have.
The only mirror I've seen
they-
is the one that I jerk off into twice a day.
Nice.
Black Mirror
Nice,
is
Bill.
definitely predictive programming. I mean, a lot of this technology they've had years in advance. What they have
Yeah,
now,
they've already
I can
talked
tell you,
about
is
it.
this is not what they're showing us. So this is what we're getting now, today, 8 years later.
He's getting
Oh
bigger.
no.
See? Oh, honey, that's wonderful. Kicking
Oh,
like
God.
crazy. He's listening. Put your hand on your tummy and hum to him. You used to love that.
It feels like he's dancing in there.
Oh, honey.
Mom, would you tell Charlie that bedtime story you always used to tell me?
Once upon a time, there was a baby unicorn Who didn't know he knew how to fly? This baby unicorn was like your mom because she didn't know that she knew how to fly, but she knew how to do all kinds of fabulous things.
Hi, Grandma.
Hey, Charlie. How was school today?
It was really.
Do you see how close together it is to like her tone and her personal expressions? I don't know if this is just like part of the commercial or if the actual release is going to be this close.
Yeah.
Because this is crazy. This is crazy.
What is this ethereal phone he has?
He's getting bigger. See?
Oh, honey, that's wonderful.
Kicking like crazy.
He's listening. Put your hand on your tummy and hum to him. You used to love that.
She's gonna teach the kid how to tie a noose.
Mom,
When he
did you tell
turns
Charlie that
13.
bedtime story you always used to tell me?
Once upon a time, there was a baby unicorn who didn't know he knew how to fly. This baby unicorn was like your mom because she didn't know that she knew how to fly, but she knew how to do all kinds of fabulous things.
Hi, Grandma.
Hey, Charlie. How was school today?
It was really fun. I made this crazy shot in basketball.
I don't really care that much about basketball. What about the crush?
Stop. Grandma, stop talking.
Just tell me one thing.
Look who's gonna be a great grandmother.
Oh, Charlie. Oh, congratulations.
She says that he's been kicking a lot, though. Like, a little too much.
Tell her to put her hand on her tummy and hum to him. You loved that.
You would have loved this moment.
You can call anytime.
Big yikes. Yikes on
Okay,
trikes.
Mom, I just need a quick video.
Is this like an audition or something?
No, Mom. Just 3 minutes.
You need my best side?
Can I see another one?
I can play the piano.
You're so talented.
I am. I'm your mother after all.
Keep going. Funny start.
Mom, I know you're gonna die soon. Let me take this video real quick.
A little bit about yourself.
3 minutes can last forever. And you see,
This is gonna be us. This is gonna be us in 200 years. We're gonna be long dead. And
Talking about
Prolepilled-
docking cryogenic dicks.
Prolepilled is gonna live on in some AI
we're
form.
we're having an AI podcast. Yeah,
We're gonna have an AI podcast where they
Son,
just
I'm
knew
so
us.
proud of you. You should cryogenically freeze your cock to your buddies. Dock them together. I'm so proud of you. You would.
Yeah, nobody would want us as like, hey, the baby's kicking. It's like you should drink bleach.
and so this is the result, right? Because this is perfect for the AI industry. Why? Because they're facing brick walls in terms of innovation. AI hallucination is everywhere. We covered that.
Well, it's terrible. Like, it's not going well. We know that.
And there's a organic resistance to things like digital ID and wearables and all of these surveillance protocols. But when you wrap things around grief and loss, you can bypass resistance that way. No one's really going to question what kind of data when you just hand over your entire digital life of a person, whether you're living or dead, to just private companies that don't have to answer to anybody.
So many grieving people will go in on this too, because like
No, they will. There's a lot of people.
Dude, I know we kind of look down on this, but like, I don't know. If I lost someone I cared about that much, I might flirt with the idea.
That's the sad thing, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well, what, you mean I can talk to my grandmother again? I'd love that. It's not going to be them, but you know, everybody can kind of, if there's one thing about humans, they can suspend so much disbelief if they're emotional enough. If you're in a state of emotion, you can absolutely you can reject so much of reality just to satiate that specific emotion.
And this is what you can expect.
I'm glad I have a cold heart then.
This is what you can expect in the next few years. So by 2031, this becomes real life. 2033, after being years of being a free service, now costs $149 a month, or you can get $89 a month with ads. 2Y gets sued for $8 billion for a glitch that costs 1/3 of its AI persons, and then in 2036, 2Y is hacked and AI persons encouraged to overthrow the government. This is basically the Black Mirror episode, and it's real life now, and it's coming down the pipeline.
Spike says, I can see counselors using these kinds of programs to help people get closure. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't say we didn't tell you so. That's all I know.
Yep. Yeah, that was good, and that's obviously where this is all going, right? Because another aspect of this that people need to realize is they want you interfacing with their tech. They want your focus, your energy on controllable systems that they have. They don't want you talking to your neighbor. They don't want you developing your own sense of community. They want you plugged in to these controllable interfaces that they have. And that's how they get you.
They've already destroyed community so much. The sense of community is already so destroyed to they're going to take it even further.
Yeah. And I've been meaning to do a video. I'll probably do one over the holidays over how we can regain community. Cause I know it's hard now. Cause guys, I get it. You don't know a lot of your neighbors. You don't want to go knock on doors and just be a fucking weirdo.
You don't even dock anymore.
You don't even dock anymore with your neighbors. Nobody's cryogenically freezing their dicks with one another, which is a huge L.
Sad state of affairs.
Sad state of affairs.
You're not fucking walls together anymore. Jizzing in stone walls, ancient stone walls next to your butt.
No dicks are touching. What are we doing? Zero dicks touching? What's happening? So
why aren't our dicks touching? That should be the real question.
That's clippable.
I clip it. I'm clipping it.
That's the most clippable shit I've ever heard in my life. Oh my god.
Someone give me the timestamp for that.
I'm clipping it. I do the clip, so I'm immediately grabbing that first off.
Okay. You got to tell me
now. Right now.
1 hour and 20 something minutes, 22 minutes.
How?
No, I'll find it. I'll find it.
Okay.
It's at 1:22 we started.
I got something from you in the beginning, so it's only fair.
From who? Me? You didn't get nothing from me.
No, from Mr. Snow.
Mr. Snow always delivers.
Mr. Snowman.
Please, Mr. Snow was his father.
Tell me a dream.
Just call him Snow.
Give me the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Ba, 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 ba.
All right, so moving on, we do have some breaking news. The Epstein Files, the bill to release the Epstein Files actually passed. I know you're thinking, well, haven't they released the Epstein Files like a million times by now? Yes, but we're doing it again. Because all of this makes
That's
sense.
what it's going to be. They're going to say it's going to be more file redactions, or they'll just cheat out. It's
going to be about the same. It's going to be Pokemon Red and Blue. Same game.
And Thomas Massey, our favorite sheepdog of the moment. After fighting for 5 months, today we succeeded in forcing both the House and the Senate to pass a bill to release the Epstein Files. Thank you for your attention to this matter. If you want more of this kind of action, please support my re-election. Give me
money,
money.
please.
And was that the vote was 427-1? Is that what it said?
Yeah, and I gotta say that one dude, someone's got to check his fucking heart.
It's Rep Clay Higgins, and he's Irish.
Okay, that tracks. That tracks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sad state of affairs that we're in.
But
yeah, that's how you know it's bullshit when 427 vote yes. Then obviously it's bullshit. And they all got the memo that it was going to be bullshit, so they felt safe voting for it.
most likely. But here's House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Any reaction to Leader Thune seeing the bill without adding amendments or changing it?
I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I think I've been at the state dinner. I don't know. I was just told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor and put it out there preemptively. It needed amendments. I just spoke to the president about that. We'll see what happens.
So do you think he may veto it? You say you spoke to the president?
I'm not saying that.
Is he supportive of it in its current form?
We both have concerns about it, so we'll see. I was standing there with the Crown Prince. We couldn't call him.
Are you frustrated in the majority leader? Are you upset with the majority leader?
He's got
reaction to.
He's got one of those names, Mike Johnson. Have you ever seen Mike Johnson? He's got one of those names. You gotta say it fast. Have you ever seen Mike Johnson?
Have you seen Mike Johnson?
That's not a real name. That's one
of those names.
That's an AI name.
That's one of those.
If I told ChatGPT to give me a random name right now, it would give me Mike Johnson.
Have you seen Mike Hunt? He's friends with Mike Johnson.
I do know Mike Hunt. He's a good friend of mine.
He's friends with Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson, meet Mike Hunt.
Yes.
You guys are gonna
give us a credit.
Well, we have that in here.
Yeah, we do.
Give us a credit.
If you can't give us some financial support, okay, please give us a credit, and we will give you back money.
We'll give you back the money.
We give you back the money.
And this is a really funny clip. So the Shark Tank guy has strong feelings about the Epstein Files, which I'm just gonna let it sit there. Y'all draw your own fucking conclusions here.
I would love for them to release the files. I am not at all in Trump's base. However, I care deeply about it because I'm not going to buy this argument that like these young girls were raped by what? Did they rape themselves? No, they got raped by people who are in powerful positions. And I want to know how many of those individuals are currently serving in our government in some role or the other.
Average American awake for 18 hours a day. How many minutes do you think they spend worrying about this stuff? Maybe they were raped, maybe they weren't. This is not what American families give a damn about.
Just to be clear,
first off, dude, you're Canadian, first of all. So what the fuck do you know about American families? Second of all, you're way too confident in this in your assertion here.
We do know that there were victims, so that's not speculative.
We do know that there were victims. And the thing is, people can compartmentalize, right? And the reason why people care about this a lot, not just because of the very real Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking and the crimes that were committed, it is the fact that Donald Trump himself spent years, him and his allies, promised their base, we are going to deliver the Epstein client list that's going to take down all of your Democratic enemies. Yeah, well, yes, bring it. Donald, please. Donald,
nobody gives a poop. You don't give a poop, okay? Other people do, including people like me who want justice, and I want to know how many of those people are in our government.
I don't know about poop about this. Yeah, the polls say.
Nobody gives a poop about this, guys.
A single solitary poop, you guys.
Nobody gives a poop. There are no poops given about the Epstein Files here. So
he's trying to do that kitchen table thing. Oh, people care about the kitchen table issues, but
the kitchen table issues that he's like not. He doesn't even care about. So, lastly,
is that guy using a filter?
Mark Epstein, who's Jeffrey Epstein's brother, had some choice words to say about the Epstein Files. Also breaking.
What I do want to talk about is I've been recently told the reason they're going to be releasing these things and the reason for the flip is that they're sanitizing these files. There's a facility in Winchester, Virginia, where they're scrubbing the files to take Republican names out of it. That's what I was told by a pretty good source.
And like, no shit, obviously. Obviously, we're going to get yet another like release of the Epstein Files, which, and again, I will eat my hat if a single arrest is produced from this, but it won't be. It's going to be more nebulous, weird shit. And here's the thing. I truly think this is part of the controlled demolition of Donald Trump, because there's no winning to the situation. If Trump is actually outed in the files, he's done. But the only other option is they're released, they're redacted, they're watered down, they don't like give any actual like substance, to which he loses as well, because it doesn't clear his name, it doesn't exonerate him. There's still blocking. There's still not a 100% like, here are the files. You can tell who was involved in the sex trafficking sort of situation, because they're never going to do that, because it'll result in too many powerful people being held accountable. So Trump loses either fucking way.
Which is why that's obviously the way to go, because it's like, none of their buddies get implicated in it, and they still get to end Trump.
Yeah. And then from there, they can boost up, as they already are, this new right, which is like, Erica Kirk's definitely going to be a part of it on some level, her and her weird couch pants. And, you're going to have Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, all these people. They're going to be part of the new right to kind of rise up as Trump's whole situation kind of deflates. And that's going to be that. But
repeat.
I legitimately think this is actually part of the controlled demolition, because so many people care about this, and Trump is almost deliberately doing everything he can. And don't forget, like, guys, don't ever forget this about Donald Trump. He's not only an actor, he's in the World Wrestling Federation Hall of Fame. He's literally pro wrestler. Like, it couldn't be more obvious if it slapped you in the face with a ding dong.
With a ding dong.
With a ding dong. Like, this guy's literally like in pro wrestling. And it's like, I think I'll take what he says at face value. No, they're mocking you. They're mocking all of us. All of us is being mocked, y'all.
Fell for it again, and we'll keep falling for it again and again. And that's the thing that really drives me crazy, is like, it's the repeating cycle. I guess if it's your first time you've ever voted and you fell for it, okay. But people go their whole lives just doing the same thing over and over and just falling for the same crap. These people lie to you over and over again, and you know it, and you know that they're lying. And then you just say, you just say to yourself, well, I'm sure this time they're telling the truth. I'm sure the pathological liar is telling the truth this time. The people who lied about the Iraq War and every single war of our lifetimes, I'm sure they're telling the truth about this one, though.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big kicker. Is that right, Crab?
Yes.
Yeah.
This isn't the real Crab. I don't think this is the real Crab.
I think this is an AI.
We need to short circuit his brain with some kind of logic that he can't escape.
I thought for a while it was just like a background,
It's nice to look at.
But I'd like to end the show by doing something that is by popular demand, because a bunch of you wanted to express interest in learning more about the genocide in Sudan and what's going on there. Kind of just getting more further context. I found a really good article that breaks it down better than I ever could. So we're just going to get into it. Crab, if you want to add anything, don't let me stop you. Sorry.
I'm just doing shit behind the scenes right now.
No, I know. I'm making fun of you for it because we're fucking streaming. So this is from Sheer Post, which is an independent progressive outlet. I have reservations about the layout of their website, but they do great writing, and that's all that matters.
What are you, an UI expert?
Shut the fuck up. So this article is called "Let the Sudanese People Walk Toward Peace." In early November, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres addressed the horrifying crisis in Sudan, which is spiraling out of control. He urged the warring parties to bring an end to this nightmare of violence now. There is a path to end the war, but there is simply no political will to enforce it. In May 2025, we wrote about the history of the conflict. In 2019, we explained the uprising that took place that year as well as its aftermath. Now, from the Tricontinental Institute for Social Research, the International People's Assembly, and Pan-Africanism Today comes Red Alert number 21 on the need for peace in Sudan. So they break down very succinctly what is the reality on the ground in Sudan. On the 15th of April 2023, war broke out between the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, led by the head of the Transitional Military Council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, led by Lieutenant General Mohammed Hemedi Hamdan Dagalo. Since then, backed by various governments from outside of Sudan, the two sides have fought a terrible war of attrition in which civilians are the main victims. It is impossible to say how many people have died, but clearly the death toll is significant. One estimate found that between April 2023 and June 2024 alone, the number of casualties was as high as 150,000, and several crimes against humanity committed by both sides have already been documented by various human rights organizations. At least 14.5 million Sudanese of the population of 51 million have been displaced. The people who live in the belt between El Fasher, North Darfur, and Kadugli, South Kordofan, are struggling from acute hunger and famine. A recent analysis by the UN's Integrated Food Security Phase Classification found that around 21.2 million Sudanese, which is 45% of the population, face high levels of acute food insecurity, with 375,000 people across the country facing catastrophic levels of hunger, i.e. on the brink of starvation. Since the war began, hundreds of thousands of internally displaced people sought refuge in El Fasher, then held largely by the SAF. Roughly 260,000 civilians were still there in October 2025 when the RSF broke the resistance, entered the city, and carried out a number of documented massacres. Among those killed were 460 patients and their companions at the Saudi Maternity Hospital. The city's fall has meant that the RSF is now largely in control of the vast province of Darfur, while the SAF holds much of eastern Sudan, including Port Sudan, the country's access to the sea and international trade, as well as the capital city of Khartoum. There is no sign of de-escalation at present. Why are the SAF and the RSF fighting? No war of this scale has one simple cause. The political reason is straightforward. This is a counter-revolution against the 2019 popular uprising that succeeded in ousting President Omar al-Bashir, who governed from 1993, and whose last years in power were marked by rising inflation and social crisis. The left and popular forces behind the 2019 uprising, which included the Sudanese Communist Party, the National Consensus Forces, the Sudanese Professional Association, the Sudan Revolutionary Front, the Women of Sudanese civic and political groups, and many local resistance and neighborhood committees, forced the military to agree to oversee the transition to a civilian government. With the assistance of the African Union, the Transitional Sovereignty Council was established, composed of 5 military and 6 civilian members. Abdallah Hamdok was appointed Prime Minister and Judge Nemat Abdullah Khair, Chief Justice, with Al Burhan and Hemdi on the council as well. The military-civilian government wrecked the economy further by floating the currency and privatizing the state, therefore making gold smuggling more lucrative and strengthening the RSF. This government also signed the Abraham Accords, which normalized relations with Israel. Again, all roads, right? The policies of the military-civilian government exacerbated the conditions toward the showdown over power, control over the security state, and wealth, control over the gold state. Despite their roles on the council, Al Burhan and Hemedi attempted coups until succeeding in 2021. Having set aside the civilians, the two military leaders went after each other. The SAF officers sought to preserve their command over the state apparatus, which in 2019 absorbed 82% of the state's budgetary resources, as confirmed by Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok in 2020. They also moved to retain control of its enterprises, running more than 200 companies through entities such as the SAF-controlled Defense Industry System, estimated $2 billion in annual revenue, and capturing a significant share of Sudan's formal economy across mining, telecommunications, and import-export commodity trade. The RSF, rooted in the Janjaweed Devils on Horseback militia, tried to leverage the autonomous war economy centralized around the Al Junaid Multi-Activities Corporation, which controls major gold-producing areas in Darfur and about half a dozen mining sites, including Jebel Amer. Since 50 to 80% of Sudan's overall gold production is smuggled as of 2022, mainly to the United Arab Emirates, rather than officially exported. And since the RSF dominates production in Western Sudan's artisanal mining zones, which account for 80 to 85% of total production, the RSF captures huge sums from gold revenue every year, estimated at $860 million from Darfur mines alone in 2024. Beneath these political and material contests lie ecological pressures that compound the crisis. Part of the reason for the long conflict in Darfur has been the desiccation of the Sahel. For decades, erratic rainfall and heat waves due to the climate catastrophe has expanded the Sahara Desert southward, making water resources a cause of conflict and sparking clashes between nomads and settled farmers. Half of Sudan's population now lives with acute food insecurity. The failure to create an economic plan for a population racked by rapid changes in weather patterns, alongside the theft of resources by a small elite, leaves Sudan vulnerable to long-term conflict. This is not just a war between two strong personalities, but a struggle over the transformation of resources and their plunder by outside powers. A ceasefire agreement is once more on the table, but the likelihood that it will be accepted or upheld is very low, as long as resources remain the shining prize for the various armed groups. What are the possibilities of peace in Sudan? Path towards peace in Sudan, according to SheerPost, would require 6 elements. 1. An immediate monitored ceasefire that includes the creation of humanitarian corridors for the transit of food and medicines. These corridors would be under the leadership of the resistance committees, which have the democratic credibility and networks to deliver aid directly to those in need. 2. An end to the war economy, specifically shutting down the gold and weapons pipelines. This would include imposing strict sanctions on the sale of weapons to and the purchase of gold from the United Arab Emirates until it severs all relations with the RSF, Export controls at Port Sudan must be implemented as well. Number 3, the safe return of political exiles and the start of a process to rebuild political institutions under a civilian government elected or supported by the popular forces, mainly the resistance committees. The SAF must be stripped of its political power and economic assets and subjugated to the government. The RSF must be disarmed and demobilized. 4, the immediate reconstruction of Sudan's higher judiciary to investigate and prosecute those responsible for atrocities. 5, the immediate creation of a process of accountability that includes the prosecution of warlords through a properly constituted court in Sudan. And 6, the immediate reconstitution of Sudan's Planning Commission and its Ministry of Finance to shift surplus from export enclaves towards public goods and social protections. These 6 points elaborate upon the 3 pillars of the African Union and the Intergovernmental Authority on Development's AU-IGAD joint roadmap for the resolution of the conflict in Sudan as of 2023. The difficulty with this roadmap, as with similar proposals, is that it is dependent on donors, including actors that are implicated in the violence. For these 6 points to become a reality, outside powers must be pressured to end their backing of the SAF and the RSF. These include Egypt, the European Union, Qatar, Russia, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and the United States. Neither this roadmap nor the Jeddah Tunnel, a Saudi-U.S. mediation track launched in 2023 that focuses on short truces and humanitarian access, includes Sudanese civilian groups, least of all the resistance committees. Though Sudan has pronounced its share of poets who sing of pain and suffering, let us end on a different note. In 1961, the communist poet Taj El-Sir El-Hassan wrote an Afro-Asian song which begins by commemorating the Kosti massacre at Jude in 1956, when 194 striking peasants were suffocated to death while in police custody. But it is to the end of the song that we turn, the voice of the poet ringing above the gunfire. In the heart of Africa, I stand in the vanguard, and as far as Bandung, my sky is spreading. The olive sapling is my shade and courtyard. O my comrades, O vanguard comrades, leading my people to glory. Your candles are soaking my heart in green light. I'll sing the closing stanza to my beloved land, my fellows in Asia, to the Malaysia, and the vibrant Bandung. To the people of El Fasher, to those in Khartoum, to my comrades in Port Sudan, walk towards peace. And that is a really good article in kind of breaking down the full sitch over there, what's going on, and what you can do to actually pressure and get some fucking movement on this. Because yes, we're less directly involved than our greatest ally doing an unlimited genocide in Gaza. But these are still people too.
And probably worse, it's buried in every single, not even independent media, but mainstream media as well. Arguably, arguably as bad as Gaza, if not worse. I mean, there's confirmed 400,000 deaths. We already know that once you kill the people counting, it doesn't matter anymore. Then you can use as much genocide denial that you want. But yeah, all these Western governments are just building a security state around a warlord, just like they usually do. That's why the Syrian president's at the White House right now. The Al Qaeda guy.
Never forget.
Yep. And you always have to tie it back to capital, right? Because the RSF controls Sudan's gold mines. They flow it straight to Dubai, and that's funding all these Western governments. They always talk about rare earths.
Control the means of production.
Yeah.
And it spreads out. It spreads power across more evenly. Unequal power distribution, it leads to corruption. It's not power that corrupts, it's the unequal distribution of power. Power that is too high relative to everyone else. If you could seize the means of production and you can level that off, then people will naturally want to make production decisions that are going to help their community because they're making the decisions on a more community level. They're not so rich that they can isolate themselves from the harmful effects of their production.
Yeah. And listen, you can fucking walk and chew bubblegum, okay? Speaking up about Sudan doesn't mean you suddenly forget about Gaza, which, as I covered in a short today, they killed 25 people in Gaza, by the way. Ceasefire. We're a ceasefire. They killed 25 people.
The Lionel Hutz meme. Cease. Fire.
Well, that's the typical Israeli ceasefire, right? They cease, we fire. That's it. Right? So don't stop talking about Gaza, but walk and chew bubblegum. Let's stand up for all genocide. Let's stand up for all subjugation of free peoples. Let's not pick and choose just because some of them get you clicks and get you new subscribers and get you Patreon supporters and all your other goofy little shit, you indie fucks.
And I didn't know this. I didn't know this stuff, but I'm also not in the business of knowing this stuff. These people with millions of followers or whatever, they're in the business of knowing this and then trying to inform people, and they're not.
No, just crickets. So much crickets about Sudan. Like I'm shocked actually. But again, it's like I will always go back to blaming the system. This is the biggest problem with independent media, and until we fix this problem, it's going to persist. The second you start getting the bag, all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to cover whatever content is going to get me the bag. What's going to get me the most revenue back? And then all of a sudden you're just doing the same thing everybody else is doing because you're making bank, you're making money. And Sudan doesn't really follow that formula because you're not going to get like a shitload of eyeballs over it. We're covering it because we don't give a fuck. You know why? Because we have jobs. So it doesn't matter. We're untouchable. You can't fuck us in the ass, Jeff Bezos. I don't know why I threw that name out there.
He probably has a weird cock too.
I think it's probably shaped like a turtle for some reason.
Yeah. It's like an inverted Epstein. It's like tiny at the base and then just like a turtle head at the top.
Yeah. It's a turnip. I feel like he has a turnip. Just an actual turnip.
I guess those two could dock.
Yeah, actually that would be an ideal docking situation now that you mention it.
That's probably in the emails. They probably talked about that in the emails.
Oh, of course. Between like Donald blowing Bubba, who again is either Bill Clinton or a horse. I don't know which horse. Maybe he was in a famous TV show. We'll never know.
There's a talking horse. You put peanut butter in the mouth and it looks like it's talking.
Maybe that's where they got Mr. Peanut Butter from. But anyway, that is our show for tonight, at least from me. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, one more thing.
What's that?
I don't have anything.
What?
No, I don't have
This is an AI. This is AI Big Mad Crab based off of
this isn't actually
previous statements and writings from his past.
Yeah.
The programming has compiled everything he said and written in the past and provided us with like a perfect representation of what he used to be. and it makes me feel better. It you know, I'm grieving. I'm in the process of grieving right now, and this is good cope for me. This is helping me cope with the loss from super diarrhea.
I hope you guys enjoy my AI avatar.
I'm personally glad he's dead, but I am also coping, so I'm kind of torn. But I like this version because it lags less than normal crab. I feel like it's more like interactive.
Press me.
I think pregnant mothers should consult the AI Big Mad Crab about the babies kicking too much. And he'll be like,
"Have you tried doing a shot of Jaeger?
Yeah.
Have you tried doing a shot of Jaeger?"
That's what he would have said. That's what he would have wanted. Huh?
I hope we're going to be able to party with all these AI overlords that are going to take over. You know, one thing I know for certain, the next AI president is going to be a pedophile. That's for sure.
Well, I'm sure our AI overlords will give us some kind of drug that'll make us feel like better about everything.
No.
Might be called.
You're thinking that's way too much grace. They're not going to.
So they might call it like coma. I think maybe like coma. That'd be a good name for it.
Victory Scotch.
They're gonna call it egg dads. But
that's what Epstein wanted to be.
An egg dad.
He wanted people to call him Egg Daddy.
Egg daddy. Oh no.
Wide at the base, tapering, small at the top. You've seen that, right? The interview with he's in the FBI interview and they ask him about his weird dick. It's like they're describing his.
Elon Musk?
No, Epstein.
Oh, you mean Epstein? Yeah.
Yeah, they're interviewing about his weird dick, and he's just like his lawyer's like, this interview's over.
You have an egg-shaped penis?
Yeah.
All right, this is 2 shows in a row where we're talking about penises way too much. I think it's time to stop.
It's time to stop.
It's
pee-pee. It's pee-pee.
As Zoran said.
It's time to stop.
It's time to stop talking about Zionism. It's time to stop talking about Israel.
Who the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Mamdani is a sellout because he wants us to stop talking about peepees.
Yeah.
What a disappointment.
Are you still talking about penises?
You still talking about penises? I thought we were over this.
Anyway, if you guys like our content, if you guys like our coverage, please follow us at Prolepilled. We got our link tree here. YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Substack, Telegram. You can follow us here. And you can follow Bill Villain at his handle, at Real Donald Trump. That is his handle. It's Real Donald Trump.
I am the real Donald Trump.
He is the real Donald Trump. Donald Trump is actually an AI created by Big Mad Crab's AI. That's a plot twist.
That is what AI is going to become, just AI feeding into more AI. The Ouroboros eating its own shit infinitely.
That's what I'm terrified of, when AI starts working with other AI and like they start like validating each other's hallucinations.
That's like half of Twitter now.
We're just going to get like, bots. They're going to create the plane of shadow, for fuck's sake. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be good.
Everybody hit like if you haven't hit like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Please subscribe. We are hoping to hit 1,000 soon. We've got some good growth, but we need more. We always need more. Because
growth.
we measure our self-esteem on how cool we are on this show. So if you hate us, then don't do that.
We're half-mast right now. We need more growth.
Yeah,
we need
more
girth, length, just more
We
volume.
we need to grow from the egg shape that it.
Yeah, we need to fill it out. It's too wide at the base and small at the tip. We need to fill it out better. So hit subscribe, hit like. Oh yeah, subscribe to Titan Skull's YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I'm the singer of Titan Skull.
he is, and we're always so starstruck.
Yeah,
and
right.
that is how we are going to end.
It's a big deal. For
It is. It's a huge.
It's quite an honor for you guys. No, but thanks
Dude,
for
my-
having me on. I love being on. I love you guys. I love you guys in chat.
We love you too, Bill. Bill's you're an honorary host. I would like you to be at least.
I can do a lot of guesting. I know I can do a lot of guesting.
Yeah.
As long as you can do that, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
I'll put some. Maybe I'll put some stories together sometimes too.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do, man.
All right.
Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much. We are going to end it with What They Do by Titan Skull, which is another fucking banger.
Banger.
The Imperial Boomerang, yeah?
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in as always, and keep questioning everything.
Thinking fires will keep the darkness at bay, while in the warmth of sanctioned shadow blaze, once a fire is lit, it surely will stay, says the unwise man who can't see past today. What they do to them is what they will do when they get around to you. What they do to them is what they will do when they come to turn the screws. What they do to them is what they will do. That's when play again and new. What they do to them is what they will do when they come to turn the screws on you. That's for the other guy. That's just for them. Just cause something goes around don't mean it will come around again. Then a burning seed set on the wind, catch with his eye just in time for it to begin. What they do to them is what they will do when they get around to you. What they do to them is what they will do when they come into the screws. What they do to them is what they will do. That's when play again anew. What what they do to the others, what they intend to do when they get around to me and them and them.